Hey, I'm Paul. Welcome to Build and Bond. We're going to talk about this, the Ultimate Collector's Edition Jabba Sail Barge. It's a lot of set, it's a lot of pieces, it's a lot of money. Should you invest in it? We're going to talk about it in my great, good, bad review. Stick around. All right, I'm going to start the review with what's great about this packaging. First of all, this is traditional. It's what I expect to see, but there is some great artwork. It does show you everything that you're going to get inside, but I want to pay attention to the interior boxes here. So both of them have decoration as well, which we don't always get, and I love that element of detail. So for me, that's great. So one thing that's not so great, though, is there's a QR code inside when you open this up, which is really cool. I've tried many different times and actually nothing happens. So I don't know what that was originally supposed to be, but it was a little bit frustrating given how amazing everything else is. So just wanted to mention that. All right, let's jump into the actual model itself. What's great, what's good, and what's bad? Well, there's a lot to talk about. This set is huge. It took me a long time to put it together, but I kind of enjoy that. I love taking my time when I'm building. There's some amazing stuff here, and there is so much going on when you put it together. There's a little time lapse coming up so you can see how it all comes together. If you like a longer version of time lapse, you want to take a closer look at everything, you can find that video here. So without further ado, let's get into it, and then I'll come right back with my review. I'm really curious, if you built this yourself, are you going to agree with me? Well, let's start with the minifigures. So we're going to start with, of course, Jabba the Hutt. So he is the owner of this ship. So we're going to start with him. He has a slightly new mold with the wrinkles look a little different, the way that they're printed on there. And it's still a two-piece mold, which is fun. But my favorite thing about this is that there's actually a place for him that's not just in the model, but also as part of the display piece, which I think is terrific. Added to that is this really great collection of minifigs. So a lot of new figures and new features here as well, which I think is really cool. Leia's hair is a standout for me. I think that's really great. The Gamorrean guards doesn't really seem much different than what we've had before. Same with R2. And Salacious Crumb's slightly updated, but I love that he's also featured on this plank, so you have a place to actually put all of these minifigures on display. I think that's a real win, and it really changes the way that this display model looks. All right, let's move inside. So one of the things that's super fun about this is the fact that it opens so that you can see into the interior. And not just on this side, but also on the other side. So this model has this opening ability, which I think gives it great playability, I have to say. What's super fun for me, I don't want to spoil any of the Easter eggs, but there are some things that are only accessible from the backside, which I think is really fun. And again, nice little things that you learn as you're building the model, which is great. But it does give it this really fun silhouette, I think. It's fun to sort of display it open like this as well, which I think makes it look even more dynamic, which is incredible. So let's go through some of the pieces and the things that I think are really fun. What's great to me is Jabba's actual throne place. So the place where he sits, throne place. That's a terrible way to say that, but you know what I mean. What's interesting, and I noticed this about it when you look really close, is the railing that's around his podium is very strange looking. But when you look at reference pictures from on set, it actually is incredibly accurate. So again, that's great to me. It's a little crowded for being able to be playability. There is room for Max Rebo to be sitting in there playing as well, which is fun, which I like. But again, it's great. What's good here is these panels that go up and down. That's very strong. They're actually quite sturdy, and despite the fact that they look kind of weird when you open them up, design-wise, they're still really cool. This is kind of a great play feature as well. So for accessibility into the back of the kitchen, this stair actually comes right out. So you've got this ability to have a little extra play feature, and the build on this is really cool. It's really different, nothing that I'd seen before. The kitchen itself has a lot of detail. There's so much going on in that part of the ship that I think it makes it really fun. It was great to build that. And one of the more detailed kitchens, honestly, that we've had in models in a long, long time. Moving over to the left, you have the, I guess there's a jail cell in there for bad guys, but also there is a ladder to get up to the main area, as well as lots of guns and stuff. So it's sort of the armory section, which is interesting. What is weird to me is this odd piece right here. It looks kind of like a ladder, but it's sort of really just part of the framework of the building, I guess. Again, that's a little strange for me. We do have our first ever look at the cockpit, which we don't really see in the films. So this is kind of interpreted, but there's some really great details here that really show off how it could be operated, which I think is really fun. What was tough about this bottom part is the fact that, and not so great, is that some of these pieces don't move or don't stay in place. So they're a little odd the way that they look. I don't love that. I do love the fact that these windows open and close, so you can recreate that sort of mixed look to the window panel. I think that's really cool. If we move to the front, it has a really great silhouette, and I really like that about it. This was one of the most interesting parts to build because it comes together in such a strange way, and the building technique is really interesting to use here. But I will say it's a little loose, which I don't love, and it feels like it could fall apart a little bit. So I don't love that particularly. Overall, the silhouette is really incredible and really looks very much like the model that you would expect to have. So it seems really great scale. I really love that about it. One of the things I don't love is actually on the bottom, and it's these feet. So if you notice, they actually don't stay in place really well. They actually fall apart quite easily, and it doesn't take a lot. So it looks like I just broke it there, but even just carrying it around, doing it the way that they tell you to do it, pieces do just pop off occasionally, which is very frustrating. So that's my bad part for sure. If we go to the top level now, there are a couple of really cool pieces. So I like that the sails can move. I think that's really cool. It gives it a dynamic element, right? That's really kind of nice. I think that the top is really cool. What's really amazing, and I didn't expect this to happen, but that the top actually does lift off. So you actually get access into the floors below, which is really incredible. So to me, that's a super fun play feature because you can really see everything in a lot more detail and really get in there. So if you want to play and pose the minifigs, you can certainly do that. It's much easier to do it that way, actually. What is frustrating, however, is that when you're trying to place these pieces back, they sometimes don't click in really fully, so they feel a little loose. It's a small thing, but it is annoying, right? But overall, pretty impressive. I don't know how I would fit minifigs on the top here. You would have to place them and then move the sails into place afterwards. All right, and that's the close of the review. That's all I got to say. I mean, I could talk about the set for a long time. There's so many amazing features of it. So there were some things that were annoying to me, a little bit bad. There's a lot of really good, solid Lego building in here, and there's some really fun, great features that really elevate this and really make it unique. But they're unique things that make this set stand out. So if you can't tell, my overall review is yes, it is worth it. Could I afford to get two and keep one as an investment? Maybe not right now, but it is something I want to work towards. If you get this, I hope you enjoy it as much as I do, and I'd love to hear more about that in the comments, so please do. So as always, my favorite part of this set is sharing it with you. So thanks for coming by. I hope to see you again, and in the meantime, you got this.